Hi, Alex. Welcome. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to come and talk to us.
My name is Alex Magsumbol. Believe it or not, this is actually my first year working with kids with special needs. I am a paraprofessional. If you guys don't know what that is, it's pretty much special needs teachers. Right now, I have a one-on-one that I work with. But I have the passion working with kids, and this is what led me to work with kids with special needs. For my kid, what I do is just I follow him around to his classes, make sure that he's paying attention, whatever support that he needs. We have his laptop, and we just follow whatever the teacher is teaching him.
Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that it was more of like a. I thought you were like a classroom teacher, and I was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
this will be interesting. But no, this is actually kind of awesome because it
yeah,
relates so much to like that one-on-one within a
yes.
music lesson too.
I also make my own lesson plans with him, so I practice with him spelling, reading, sounding out words, and for math, we're working on multiplication and division as well. So we're trying to get his fluency level up. Right now, my kid that I'm working with one on one, he's on the moderate, I would say, on the spectrum. But we also have kids that are also on the moderate to severe, and so my kid has a behavioral type.
Can you expand a little bit on what you meant by behavior type? I've actually never heard that term before.
Oh yeah, so with behavior type, it's pretty much kids that have like escalations. They're pretty, I would say, mildly aggressive when they don't get anything that they want. So that's pretty much what it means for behaviors. My kiddo, he's a visual learner. So what I do is that I bring my laptop as well, and whatever he doesn't get, I show like visual aids like YouTube, which is a huge help because they can break down, like, for example, syllables, similes, and metaphors. There's a lot of videos on that. I know you're in the music industry as well, music field, so I know there's like visual aids that can help with like learning how to play piano or singing. Like these kids that are on the spectrum, they're pretty smart, just by visualizing anything. If you show them like any visual, they'll get it automatically, just like that. So I also write words like on a whiteboard as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I try because he's a visual learner. He'll just simplify whatever the teacher is saying, because I mean they can't sit in the desk.
Yeah. It's interesting though, because it changes from like student to student. So like out of the five or six senses, I guess, from my experience and also from talking with parents, a lot of students either fall under the category of like visual or like sound. Have you seen that to be like true as well?
My kid has to wear specialized like headphones,
Oh.
because he doesn't like loud noises.
Mhm.
Um, so I gotta like try to whisper it to him in a way. Anything that I can write with words or pictures instead of like
Talking.
yeah, talking, it helps him a lot. But with our other kids, like moderate to severe, I think through through audio, they love audio. Like for example, there's a moderate to severe kiddo that we have, and he uses an iPad. And what it does is, like, if he needs to use a restroom, or if he wants to snack, there he clicks on the button. It says, "I want snack out loud." It's because he can't really talk right now. So he uses buttons and technology to communicate with us.
I've noticed that using technology in the classroom has really changed the way that like I've worked with students. So I'm
Yeah,
glad that that
definitely.
was something that you touched on as well.
One thing that I came away with, like working with my kiddo, you really need patience. Working with special needs kids, you can't force them to do anything. So without patience, I mean, they might escalate. They might have like bad behavior. But with patience, I mean, anything can happen. I came into the fold as a paraeducator. My kid, he didn't really have a one-on-one, so he would always have escalations, but he didn't have anyone to be like a role model, and he didn't have anyone to see how patience works. No one was patient with him. Every teacher was like, "Hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta do this." But kids with special needs, you gotta treat them with patience and also communication as well. I mean, communication as in like visual aids, audio aids. I mean, you have to find like which tool works. It's trial and error. So you really have to like try
Everything.
every tool in your toolbox, and yeah, you just got to be patient. So
Yeah,
uh-huh.
I 100% get it. I've had to get like
Yeah,
super creative with my
yeah,
students who, because like
yeah, me
I'm
too.
trying to teach them piano, right? And that's like a totally
Uh,
different concept. And it's like,
yeah,
oh my gosh. And then I had to like, so I had to deconstruct like
yeah,
piano music because like they can't, like, I have a student who can't read notation. Like
uh-huh,
it's just too small for him on the page. And so
uh-huh,
I like changed it so it's colorful and like
yeah,
big. And then he was
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, I can play this now. I love what you said about patience though, because like I actually, that's my number one thing is like, do I
yes,
have enough patience to deal with this? You know,
yeah,
like, but it's also like, patience is such a beautiful thing in this context because
yeah,
it's like you allow them to do their thing without any
yeah.
expectation.
Well, I remember I probably missed a couple of days of work because I was out of town for a buddy's wedding.
Uh-huh.
But when I showed up, like the next morning, he gave me like a big hug. And normally he doesn't like give me a hug. He likes to give like girls hugs, but not like a manly figure.
Yeah, yeah.
So I that to me like that shows me that I'm making a difference in his life
Mm.
and that I'm his role model. So I just want to be like a positive role model of him. But yeah, like I think with everything, like you just have to have passion working with kids uh, that are on the spectrum, and just have patience with them because it's always rewarding at the end. Because I mean, I have the passion to see him every day, working with him every day. I know there's only like 11 weeks of school left, so I'm gonna try to make a difference in his life even more, and try to build more memories with him as well. Because he's a third grader and he's gonna go into fourth. So yeah,